matching hundreds. It's the coach. This is NFL football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. From up top, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles Davis, as always, with me as well. And CD, defenses better be on their toes in this one because we got two quarterbacks who love to throw the football, and they throw it very well.
Over 4,000 yards each in the previous season. So what you're saying is, if you're a defender, I hope you're prepared properly. Hydrated, stretched, be on your toes, as you said, because the ball's coming your way.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the only six-time Super Bowl champion in league history. In his 20th season now, Tom Brady.
And we keep hearing from people who are waiting to see the drop-off in his play. I'd quit worrying about it. I'd quit looking for it. He says he wants to play until he's 45. Is there any reason to doubt him? His skills have shown no sign of declining.
Space to maneuver at the 40. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Elliott on first down going absolutely nowhere as he'll lose about 3 on the play. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
That's 2 really good stops in a row. Back-to-back tackles for losses. I mean, let's face it, they are locked into what they're doing offensively, and now they've earned the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, haven't they?
Yeah, and offensively, they're going to have to do something else because the run game, at least on this drive, isn't working. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. He's going to let one fly for Tate. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Nickel Roby-Coleman there defensively.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Vikings under 6-year head coach Mike Zimmer. They will be led out by their veteran quarterback now in his 16th season from NC State. Phillip Rivers.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Woods will say he should have had it, but it'll be second down. Let's take a look here at the offense for Minnesota.
And I think the entire league benefited when Andrew Whitworth made the decision to come back for his 13th NFL season. Still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. 4 Pro Bowls, 2 times first-team All-Pro. He's now 10th among active players in the NFL in games started.
And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Well, look now at our starting defense. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. To throw is Rivers. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Rivers to throw it. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. And Woods has it complete. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. They'll throw again. Rivers. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep, Golden Tate. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. This is how they will line it up defensively for Minnesota. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. Only a yard on the 3rd down throw, and that leads to a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. They were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether it's in different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 93 yards, and a score.
And what we just saw there was exactly what they need against this defense. Big plays. They were able to pick up a first down on that one.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Play action now. Rivers. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. 11 yards there. First down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun to give to Mixon. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. From the gun, Rivers. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. The kick by Maher is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. And they're going jet sweep. Here's Tate. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Brady. And he finds Stills, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
That throw by Brady, incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burko?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll run with Elliott. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. They keep on the ground with Elliott. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 24 carries, 107 yards, and the touchdown.
So coming off the opener where they established the run and established it well, their goal is to make sure that the trend continues and to serve notice to the rest of the league that they might be a run-first team.
From the 22, Brady, incomplete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Brady. And that will be incomplete. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Tucker's kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Well, forget the field goal to try to tie this thing. They'll have a chance to take the lead here with 1st and 10. Now Brady. And Walker has it. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jermaine Gresham, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers have taken the lead. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And the result, a Green Bay score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they've got to make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Block the team!
Mixon with a first down carry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rivers.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with. He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. Then he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Another try for Mixon, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
It was P.J. Williams that time on the tackle. 3rd and goal for Rivers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. The kick by Maher is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. They had it 1st and goal. 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here are the Packers now to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Bears, and they lead things here as well as they start this drive with a 1st and 10.
Hey, 53! Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Squeeze, double. Hey, alert 3.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's Brady to throw. And Stills bringing it in. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. That time a slant, Brady in general on those quick hitters, he just releases the ball so fast.
He does, and he's so accurate, but most of the time he wins before the ball's even snapped by his pre-snap read. Finds out where the defense is and delivers it to the proper place.
On first down, Brady. His throw incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. This one complete to Gresham. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Brady. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more. On 3rd down, Rivers. And that is incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Here we go.
And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Brady now 9 of 17 through the air. Not a great percentage, but it is 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now Elliott. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
On 2nd and 12, Brady. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days in Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the 2nd quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Now here's a throw that's taken in by Tajay Sharp. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Rivers now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Here's Rivers. Got a man. It's Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rivers. Incomplete. A 3rd field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. To the air again here, Rivers. And he finds his target. It's sharp. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Rivers to throw it. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. They'll throw again. Rivers. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hawkinson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Throwing. Rivers. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. Marr able to put this one through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Walker with a grab, left side. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's the veteran Phillip Rivers who's up to his old tricks. His guys have the lead at Lambeau as we send you back up to Green Bay and rejoin Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They go to Elliott again. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 7 yards there and a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Nickel Roby-Coleman there defensively. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Brady. It's complete to Golden Tate. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. So they opted to run the ball there on 3rd down on their side of the field.
I wonder if that was a called play, or did he check into it? And if he did, that took a lot of guts, because on his own side of the field, an obvious passing down, decides to run the football, and they pick up the first down. Give that man a ton of credit.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From just shy of midfield, Brady. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Stills had it but couldn't hang on. But now it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And now out comes Minnesota. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
180.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd and 2, Rivers. That is incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off?
I don't know. Touchdown, Vikings! John Brown. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Brett Maher on for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's polished off by a Vikings score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 1, Brady. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Brady, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. He's got his man. This is Tate. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Well, when both guys went up for the ball, I just thought, who's going to come down with it? I didn't think he'd come down with it and then take it all the way for a touchdown.
That's battling, isn't it? Because normally, if both guys go up for it and come down with it, the tie goes to the offense. The defensive player didn't want it to be a tie at all. He wanted a little bit more, took it, and went the other direction.
Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. Following the interception here, Rivers. And incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. That's caught out wide by Stills. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw is Brady. And able to find Dorsett. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Wait, 20. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. And keep it up. Keep it up.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Draw play, Elliott. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Let's go.
Phillip Rivers now gears up to lead the offense on the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. To throw, Rivers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. P.J. Williams with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, four in a game.
Yeah, about four in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. Again, it's Elliott. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. Shotgun now for Brady. And Walker has it. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Okay, so thought they might go for it here, down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that lead is back down to 9 now. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Phillip Rivers now gears up to take the offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Roquan Smith, fresh off a solid rookie campaign, in on the tackle for Chicago. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's third down. On third down, Rivers. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. That throw by Brady, incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. He completes it to Tate. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Throwing is Brady on third down. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. With it is Brown. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Let's go.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
Step 180. Black 15. Focus defense.
On the delay, it's Mixon. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
180. You got tackle.
Again, it's Mixon. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Play action now. Rivers. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. 3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. 3rd and goal for Rivers. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Robert Woods, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
I think it's easy to say mission accomplished on that drive. The goal was to increase the lead. They did exactly that.
Now here's Rivers. He'll bring his guys up, and they'll go for the 2-point conversion.
That's trash.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
You see me? They can't stop me out.
So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
They got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Packers offense now. They get ready to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Brady. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Single. It's a gain of 5. Hey, 66.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Operating from the gun, Brady. And this is incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Brady. It's brought in left side by Tate. 12 yards there and a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Janoris Jenkins. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, you're trailing. It's the 4th quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Second 90, block 11. Check.
They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And he'll be out right at the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now they run with Mixon. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On 1st down, Mixon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Mixon. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Johnny Hekker now. He's been terrific so far. Tom Brady in the offense. Down by 15. A little over a minute to go. They need 2 touchdowns and at least 1 two-point conversion mixed in there as well. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Stills had it but couldn't hang on. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Brady now to throw. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now Brady. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Phillip Dorsett, the intended receiver. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. That's going to be caught by Aldrick Robinson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. To throw, it's Brady. And Robinson with a big catch. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for Minnesota, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.